Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Or is it Tuesday? Whichever. We're back. We're back. And we're doing some game dev. I'm gonna do kind of an experiment today. We're gonna leave the music on, and I'm gonna try to wear my headphones. When I first got these new glasses, they were very uncomfortable with my headphones, but I think they've kind of softened up a little bit. I think the fit is a little better. So we're gonna see how we like the music vibes, because Pretzel has given me back my music, which is incredible. For example, I used to have like 38 minutes of like calming cinematic. It's actually not great. We had more like 3.8 hours. More like 4 hours of calming cinematics. Now I have 38 hours. So I feel like I have enough music now where we can actually blast music the whole stream and actually have a decent variety. So we're going to see what the vibes are like. I know I've been doing like an Aramis style, like no music. But I want to see what it's like if I end up curating the vibes a little more. Because I actually noticed like a 20% of people watch this on YouTube on like a TV. And like, and people on Twitch some people are probably watching on their phones. Like, people can't necessarily have a secondary music stream in the background. So I want to see how it feels to be playing our own music for a little while. If we hate it, let me know. If the volume is too quiet or too loud, let me know. Just basically, I'm open to feedback in the YouTube comments, here in the chat. For example, my EQs all turn themselves off. Let me turn those back on. If that made my audio significantly worse just now by turning the EQs back on, let me know. I hate listening to these after the fact, so I really appreciate other people's perspective. I've been having a lot of issues with the Elgato's Wave software. Epic sax. Not quite, but hey, smooth in a second. Happy Tuesday. All right, so you tried. Yeah, you don't have your soundboard. Your soundboard can't save you. So, well, I want to do a couple things. Easy thing I want to do is I want to put this in the game, the triple door. So I want to get this in the game real quick. That'll probably take like 15 minutes. And then I want to play with palettes. I set up 2 new palettes. I set up Zenit 241 and Dual. I really want to play with the Zenit. My thought is that we're going to basically try recoloring this image with some of the other palettes and see what we like. The issue that I have now is I was going to try to do this yesterday, but we actually solved... For those of you who've been watching, we've been having this insane weird bug with Godot recently, where it's been rendering these bizarre color, these bizarre pixel discrepancies. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Harper Levi, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How are you doing today? What we're going to do is I'm going to show you some of these issues that I've been running into here. Let me just see if I bookmarked this. I think I did. Yeah, so there's this insane issue right now with anyone running NVIDIA drivers at or above 572.16. Follow me on Insta too. Thank you very much. I'm not super active on Insta, but I appreciate that. I've also got a B-Sky, but I really need to decide what I'm going to do with B-Sky. I need to do like screenshot Saturdays or something. Like, I just lurk on B-Sky, and I feel like it's becoming a pretty decent platform. So I need to get active. Take a look there. You got it, Harper. Thank you. I will take a look after the stream. So... funny, crazy issues we've been running. It's kind of hard to see, but if we zoom in, you can see these insane, what are almost like sub-pixel distortions. And you can do this with just an empty project with just the built-in Godot icon, but it creates all these insane issues. It even affects the editor windows. And so I spent so much time yesterday just digging into this and trying to figure out what was going on. Turns out it's NVIDIA's fault. And you could fix a few of these different things. You could fix it a few different ways. We ended up just switching to Direct3D for now. That made the problem go away. But yeah, huge annoyance that bugged me for like over a week. You've been following along here. Well, at least we understand. They say it's coming out in the next driver. They're coming out with a fix for Vulkan, because it affects Vulkan generally, not just Godot. Kind of crazy. Something like that could sneak through. But anyway, we got it fixed here. Great. Hey, Rhiannon Journey. How are you doing? How was your weekend? Anyway, what we need to do now is we need to set up the triple door proxy. Is somewhere. Here it is. Which one of these is the ace file? This is the ace file. This is also the ace file? Yeah, okay. So here's the double door proxy. I want to switch this. Right now it's alternating hulls and then pieces. I want to have it alternate pieces then hulls. That seems better in the long run, so we're going to do that. So we're going to make a new file here. So it's going to be 32 by 32. It's going to be 32 times 6. I can't be bothered to do in my head here. 192. Okay. We'll do this indexed for now. I'm going to regret that very soon. We're loading a palette. How's everyone doing? All right, so now we take each of these pieces here. Oh, this is more than 32, isn't it? It's 40 for this piece. This piece also 40. This piece is over 40. Piece is 44. F it. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna... How is this 63 pixels across? How is this? How is this the case? There's no way that's the case. 63. Why 63? Maybe we can get away with 40 here. Turn these off and see how far this actually goes. This also go 40? Okay, so we can do 40 times 6. Which is 240. Rhiannon, you're doing pretty good. You started on your prototyping stage over the weekend. You got tile maps and an animated character walking around the screen. Now you just need to decide where to start on the actual game. Nice. What's the overall direction for the game? Is this like a side scroller? Is it top down? We don't actually have the different colored versions of the door. That's fine. We can make it in there. So we need this. What is this? What is this size? 34? Oh, oof. Okay. Does it actually need to be 34? $32, there we go. So put this in here. Now we need this, and we also need to somehow copy exactly 40 across. That's 32, so we need 8 more. That should be fine. Oops, why did that not work? Oh, we're on the wrong layer. Oh, why is this 34 pixels tall? Dang it. Dang it. Okay, so then instead, let's make it like this. 40. So we're just gonna make it 40. We're gonna copy this stuff over again. Actually, the middle one we just need to copy over again. We're gonna add a grid just so I can see what I'm doing. It'll be 40 by 40. There we go. Also be 45 by 40. All right. We're making the proxies, the tile map proxies for this door. That'll be the way we render this temporarily on the tile map until we get the scene collection set up correctly. Let's actually save that somewhere here. This is gonna be door, ripple, proxy. It's gonna overwrite the previous one. Rhiannon Journey, your game prototype, you're thinking it's gonna be top-down 2D. Okay, okay. Right now you just found some free assets to start. That's a good start. You also spent some time refining the concept more. You want it to feel more, you want it to feel like you're playing Chopped or some other food competition game in a setting like Dungeon Meshy. Got a bunch of different ideas on how to achieve that. Just got to pick something and start on it. Okay, okay. What's Dungeon Meshy? Dungeon. Can't spell dungeon. Dungeon Meshy. Oh, it's an animated series. Oh, is that Delicious in Dungeon? Is that like its real Japanese name? I love Delicious in Dungeon. No spoilers because I'm still working my way through it, but the rare occasion when I can actually hang out on a Sunday and have like breakfast like with my partner, we always watch Delicious in Dungeon. Love that show. Senshi is my boy. Yeah, that show's great. That's really great. That could be fun. It's a great setting combo. combo for settings. All right, so this is how I want to structure it, which is different than this. We're going to alternate pieces and then halls, all types. We're going to utilize... We're going to use the power of our brush tool, which we love. Shading tool, I should be specific, I should say, particularly. So we're going to save this, and we're going to reverse it. And we should be able to just do all of this here. Did not negatively affect anything. People aren't feeling the music, let me know. I'm actually going to re-enable right now the music channel rewards. We're trying an experiment where we turn the music back on. So let me know if there are any issues, like volume, if you just don't like it at all. I'm going to unpause. I'm going to unpause redemption of our music channel rewards. So you can now control the music to an extent if you like. I love this shading tool. This is so cool. It's so easy. They make it so easy. All right, now we need to export this. You're digging it? It's the right level of ambient, the way you're watching. Perfect. That's what we're going for. Damn, the music's nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna see about being a little bit more purposeful in like the vibe we're setting here. It's also nice for me because I notice right away now that I am talking a little louder than I normally would because I have sound coming into my ears, but kind of nice. I try to loosen my headphones a little bit. You haven't been here for a while. Have a nice stream. Thank you, Maxim. It's nice to see you. How you been doing? All right, so we're going to integrate this door, and we're going to do it. First, we need to fix the tile set. Thought I could just get to the tile set easily here. I can get to the tile map, but I need to get to the tile set. That's not it. Oh, these are the sprites. I want this. All default T-res. We need to go down here. So this is the triple door. Just swapped out the files, but now we need to regenerate this stuff. So I need to delete the alternative tiles. I need to redefine this as being 40. And we need to make some new ones. And now I need to put the texture origin in the correct place. That's a little tricky for some of these. So that's right for that. This one, what is even going to be this one? One is probably up 4. This one here, we probably need to move up 4. So we probably need to go down to 12. Probably correct. And then this one needs to... well, this one's also at 12. Maybe that's not right. Oh, no, it's not. I'm anchoring it to the wrong spot. This one should be at 8. It'll be over here. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're making it a 3-piece door, which is really crucial for our cutaway system. That this door consists of 3 pieces. All right, so I think that's it for those. Now we need to make the alternative versions. Create an alternative tile. We need to decrement the ID so that it's 1. We need to flip H, and now we need to set the texture origin. Maxim, your job's been taking most of your time. You work as a kids programming teacher. You like it, but sometimes it can be pretty exhausting. But you really find it cool to teach kids how to make games and see them excited. That is really cool. That is really cool, but I get it. My partner works with kids sometimes, teaches art, and it seems very exhausting. Not least of which because when you're around kids like that, I think you just get sick all the time. Like, I think you're always just kind of ill. Like, you're just being bombarded with so many germs when you're working around kids. But that seems like a really cool, thing to be doing. Hey, Matthew Sparks in the house. No. How's it going, Matthew? As someone that works at a university, you get sick all the time, even around undergrad students. I wonder when that stops. I wonder when people just stop being just like disgusting. Flip H. Almost forgot to flip the horizontal there. All right, one more alternative tile, and then we're good here. Flip this. Bring the texture origin down. I don't know if I like this track. Feels like some Rosella Clementi or something. No, thank you. Again, y'all have the power too if you want to change the radio station or skip a track. Got that in the channel redemptions. Smooth in a second. When you worked in an office, you got sick when you were around your coworkers. When you delivered medical laundry to old folks' homes, you got sick being around them too. Yeah, I guess it never changes. I guess this doesn't happen to me because I'm just not around anyone. I like work from home. I guess my partner's enough of a mediating factor where I'm not directly exposed to the same stuff she's exposed to, so I like never get sick like she does. A strange world. All right, I'm very excited to see this door in place here. We need to do a couple things though, probably to make that happen. Let's get the scripting open. Should be all set from a tile set standpoint. Matthew Sparks, you've gotten sick twice this year already. Oof. Oof. Yeah, and there's people are different, I think. Like when my partner gets sick, she's sick for like weeks. Like it just lingers. But when I'm sick, I'm usually like bedridden for like 1 day and then I'm fine. So I don't know. I think people are very different. Kind of interesting to see how different people react to things. Smooth in a second. When you die and are in a cemetery, you hope you still get sick from the others and become a zombie. Spread the love. Maxim, you can say the same for you. One time you got to your work feeling pretty good and healthy, but after the 3rd class, you were barely able to walk. Falling sick next day. That's insane. That is such a quick turnaround time. All right, so here we go to the tile system. We should be all set from this standpoint, from setting a triple door standpoint. Matthew, oddly, you've never got sick working on a manual labor job. Once you moved indoors to tech, you started to get sick and turned into Tiny Tim for whatever reason. Yeah, maybe the indoors is a big factor. All right, so when we're in a triple door, we need to change things up. We need to change the way we set Atlas coords, for one thing. So right now there's upper. So if negative x has block, else if positive x dot hat. So we need an initial check for both. So it's if negative x has block.forms.door. And I mean, we could do this check is simpler. We could do a simpler version of the check by saying if negative x and oh wait, no, it would be negative x dot form and positive x dot form equal to block dot forms dot door. I don't do this as much now. Oh, can we not do that? Oh, it's because block.forms.door. Why does this not work? Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't want to do it that way. I could do it this way where I say if this and this and this. I don't know why it's complaining at me about this. Yeah, we're not going to do it this way anyway. We're going to do it the less efficient way where we ask this. Oh no, a Rosella Clementi song came on. We play the whole thing. Oh dang it. I just accidentally disliked a song I didn't want to do. Well, you know, occasionally there's friendly fire here. Occasionally there's collateral damage. I'm actually going to change the music myself. There we go. So we're adding to the Atlas chords based on the division, which division we're in the door, whether we're in the lower or the middle or the upper. And then what we need to do... Wait. Oh, no. I did this in the wrong case. I'm upset. Just did all of that for nothing. Okay, be done now. Go. Gotta do it down here. There we go. That's that. Add it one more time here. You can just copy it. Oh, nope. I was about to do it again. But I copy it down here. I love statically typed languages. I love when they tell me that I have a compile time error. I spend so much of my day job doing like JavaScript and stuff, and I just can't tell if I misnamed something until I run it, and I just get this horrible runtime error because something's undefined. I hate that so much. Really refreshing to be in a statically typed language when I'm doing this. All right, so we've got that. Now we just need to change the way we're calculating the whole type. Here we go. Right here. All inner Atlas chords with X. Okay, so we need to say, so inner X plus 3. All right, this should be good. This should just be good to go. Let's see. Matthew, JavaScript is like having a significant other that sometimes loves the thing you do habitually and other times violently attacks you over it. You're just never sure which is about to happen. That is an analogy. Not that off base. All right, let's see if the triple door is working. Go down a layer. Solidify this shape here. So 1 door, 2 door, 3 door. Oh yeah. And we can cut away each piece. So we can cut away this piece, both this piece and this piece, or all 3 pieces. That works way better with our cutaway system. What is kind of a little annoying is if I try to make a quad door, this is what happens. I need to add a sprite for an invalid door. And I need a way of detecting when an invalid door occurs. right now we don't really have a way to do that. But that's also not an immediate problem. Let's test the inside door. All right, the inside door is also working. Sweet. I like that. I like that triple door. I need to fix some of these issues with the outlining, but I have a plan for that. Some of these little bits. Looks so good. Thank you. Thank you, Rain and Journey. I agree. Really nice. And yeah, being able to like cut away each individual block is so cool. I think it's really nice. A really nice little touch. Then you can see whether the door is open. If you can only see half the door, you could still see whether it's open or not. I need some other ways of handling that. We actually kind of need our own unique floor tile that corresponds to a door, so that you can tell if a door is somewhere. It needs to not be this dark gray, but it also needs to not be the mid-tone or the light. It needs to be kind of its own texture. I need to work on that. All right, well, that's achieved. We can move on to phase 2 for today, which is to play around with palette stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go find this file. We're gonna go find the original file. We can just find the export for this bridge mockup pixel. Oh boy, what is that? Why is it? Oh, at 25%, it really does not look right. Something happens to it. All right, so this is it without anti-aliasing. So what we can do is we can actually make some more layers. We can call this original. We want to change this color mode. So, oh, we're in RGB. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure we weren't indexed. So I want to do some recoloring. An issue with this, and one that I've learned, is that we're not doing like color heat stuff. We haven't done anything with color heat. So we don't have like lower color heat. Well, actually, my original palette does have lower color heat. So if we load like the low sat palette and we start, actually, am I using low color heat? Okay, I am kind of. I'm using low saturation. So like the background here, all the background stuff is made with the low saturation version of all the colors. And then you'll notice that like the colors that I'm using for the characters is not in this palette because these are all using the high saturation, but it's still not sufficient. Still not sufficient. And in fact, how do I contrast mode? Color? Opacity? No, that's not it. Hold on. Let me double check. How do we do this? So black and white mask paste bright. I don't remember how to do this. It's kind of like a clipping mask. Layer mask for color and transparency. I used to know how to do this, and now I'm not sure. Not sure how to make a layer that does this. Is it an overlay? I don't remember. Hue? No. Anyone remember how to do this? I'm actually gonna, I think I have this in another file. I haven't had to do this in a while. I just want to be able to like check the contrast. I think that would be in this file. I say while still looking for it. Protoship mockup. This is the excuse me? This is something else. Yeah, this is something very different. This is an early iteration of what I imagine your character to be. I haven't integrated it yet with my other designs, but it will all become clear soon. Where's the actual bridge mockup file? Bridge mockup 001. Haven't worked on it since late January of 2024. This. So do I not have a color here? So this is it. How is this set up? Properties. Color 000. Okay, that is how you do it. And so if you turn this on, it's just black and white. And this is like a super helpful thing to at least test contrast. You can see some interesting things like the doors or the chairs and the floors have exactly the same. The backs of the chairs blend in exactly with the floors. And like, I don't know, is that good? Is it not good? And like these, the bridge command crew, they blend in exactly with their raised platform. And that is definitely bad. Because it's one thing if the chairs, the backs of the chairs blend in with the floor because they're both kind of part of the scenery. But like this is definitely bad. How hard it is to see the bridge crew. Or the command crew, I guess you would say. I definitely want one of those layers here just so we can test that. So we're gonna make that layer. I call it contrast. And it's gonna be a color layer. Color is gonna be that. Is that not sufficient? How do I get that to affect everything though? Node color, opacity 100%, that. How is mine different? It's saying this layer is empty. Do I just need to put... I need to like paint it in with something? There we go. Okay, you just need to paint it in with black. Okay. I got it. This is our contrast layer, and it lets us keep an eye on that as we mess around. So we're going to pick some palettes. Well, not pick. We're going to use some of the palettes I've already prepared and do some recoloring. So we have 2 palettes to play with. We have Dual and Zenith. I'm going to load up Dual first because I think I'm least pleased with it. So this is Dual. I palletized it last night, which was weirdly a lot more tedious than I thought it would have been. I had to actually assemble this from the swatch. Thought it would happen automatically. And it did, but it mixed it by like, it sorted it by opacity and I couldn't change the sort. And that was frustrating. So I had to rearrange it myself and save it like this. So this is Dual. I don't love this. This feels very pastel to me. Like it's very clean in that it's just dark color ramped to light color. And it's very nice. It's in order. All like very straightforward. So this is one of the ones we can try. And the other one we can try is Zenit 241. Or Zenit or whatever. Zenit, this is way more interesting. Because you'll notice that every color, it ramps to dark and then back to light. So each ramp, so 2 ramps share a light and 2 ramps share a dark. So all the ramps blend into each other in a way that's really interesting. So you could run a ramp into the dark for one ramp and then ramp it back into the light for an adjoining ramp. So this is way more interesting to me. And also feels way less pastel. It feels like way more vibrant and interesting. Rhiannon Journey's Zenit is very sci-fi cyberpunk. The other is very Easter. Yeah. So yeah, I don't honestly think I'm gonna seriously consider Duel. It was just one of the better ones that we saw. I'm gonna do this. Can I actually make that thing go away? No, I can't. I like this view, but it totally destroys the little options thing here. That's fine. The only issue with this, which is kind of a problem, which I wish I had had time to set this up and I just didn't. Which is I wanted to have, why does it say 241? It says, oh, it's index 241, right? And this is index 0. What I did want is I wanted to mess with the color heat. And so I wanted to say, let's say we take this red. I wanted to have 3 versions of this red. I wanted to have the base version of the red here. And then I wanted to have a version where we go into HSV and we just lower the V. I don't know, it's 40. We lower it by like, maybe we lower it down to like 20. And then have another version where we lower it down to like 10. Just so we have like more background oriented versions of it. I actually don't remember where this was, but I guess it doesn't matter. Was it 40 originally? Something like that? Yeah, was it 40? Oh, this says 39. Yeah, it was 40 originally. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's not saving any changes I make. But yeah, I basically wanted to make lower value versions. And that was explained to me that that's a good way to do it by Fern. To use the word color heat to describe kind of lowering that heat for background objects. And that seemed really smart. But I did not have time to do that. So we're going to just paint it through without messing with the color heat, and we'll see how bad it is, and then maybe we'll add then maybe off stream I'll add the color heats tonight and we can like try it again with like using the actual stepped down stuff. I know there's other ways you can do that. So this is going to be the Zenit 241 recolor here. And we're gonna go through. First thing I want to do is maybe change what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch to the bucket tool and we're gonna turn off contiguous. So whenever we recolor a color, we're just gonna swap out the color in the palette for another color. So like, oops. Oh, I needed to do this a little differently. So delete this, and we needed to duplicate this. This is Zenit 41. Hide this. Actually, we don't need to hide it. There we go. So let's start by like picking a better background color that hurts my eyes less. That's fine. This is probably better. We need to switch our dark color with this one. That should be fine. I like that they're like their black outline color. A little purpley almost. Heat as in warm and cool colors. That's not how it was described to me. Because they said you can edit. Were they just talking about desaturating the color? Not exactly. They were very specific about altering the value. So for HSV, altering the value. And like, I'm not an expert. To me, that's just darkening it. It definitely seems to have an effect on the color. It's noticeable. So it's almost just like darkening the more background layers, just to make sure the midground and the foreground stuff pops better. Whereas if you just do all of it at the same quote unquote color heat relatively, it's a little weird. I don't know. Because our dark colors here already have a relatively low heat. So our palette might already be set up for this, and we might just need to pick darker colors for more background stuff, and we might not actually mess around with it otherwise. I don't know. This is going to require some extent of experimentation. But I'm very excited about this palette. I really like this palette. For one thing, it has like 4 or 5 times the number of colors that mine does. All right. So let's not go too crazy about changing the overall colors we've been using. Let's just substitute them around. So I think I'm going to go for more of a purple than a magenta for the floor. So we'll go for that. Yeah, see, like this might be too light. This is a case where like this is our darkest color, and we probably want a lower color heat version of it, or we probably want a lower value version for some of these background pieces. Because now we have, oh, and see, this is interesting. See, I can go multiple directions here with this. Like we could go this way. Yeah, because this is just too bright. We could go this way. Oh, I like that. Or we could go from here. We could go this way. Ooh, I maybe like that the best. We could go this way. We just have so many choices, so many options. Maybe we go this way. Then we have to figure out how this works. So this is leapfrogging. So it's darkest, 2 up, 1 back, 2 up, 1 back, 2 up. Okay. That requires then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. Do that full range. We're just going to substitute the floor out first. Bryson, there's the idea of shifting shadows towards the cool colors and things in sunlight towards warm colors. That is more for natural environments. Yeah, that makes sense for natural environments. And I think that is being done to an extent by the person who made the palette. That's like hue shifting a little bit. You go cool shadows, warm highlights. One thing that I found interesting was I was like looking at, I'm going to make this huge so it's a better example. I was like, if we look at like my palette, let me just load my palette. Actually, I can't really do that here, can I? What's the color mode for this? Oh, it's RGB. That's safe. Okay. So if I load my palette, and if we kind of follow along here, you can kind of watch, and I go to the left, which is warm. So the left is generally, well, it's not exactly, it depends on where you're at in the color wheel, but I go in a direction. So like here's red. So we start cooler and then get warmer. So we have this kind of arc as we go up. And I'm doing it, I kind of just do a curve. I just curve out. And it's very simple, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I generally just kind of curve. I generally just kind of curve to the left when I do that, in an attempt to get warmer as we get higher up. What's interesting about this palette is that it moves in like S shapes. It's not just like that one was just a curve, but I feel like I've seen other ones that were more of like an S. Like there was a lot more back and forth, which I think is interesting. Yeah, there's a little bit more wiggling, but it still generally follows that pattern. A little more wiggly. Like this is just straight up, which is interesting. Maybe that's a consequence of it being purple. But they're generally still mostly curves. I feel like I saw a few that were like S shapes, but maybe that's because it ramps from dark to light, then back to dark. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So we'll see. But yeah, I know that's a way a lot of people do that. Or that's something you should generally just do is cooler shadows, warmer highlights. But yeah, it's a good point that that's for a natural environment. I wonder how that, I guess you get kind of an uncanny look. You can get an uncanny look with artificial lighting. Like on a spaceship, it has these weird unnatural light sources. But yeah, let's replace the floor first. Oh. We got an ad break. Oh, what happened to our music? I think it already played this song and then just failed to advance. All right, so let's go. You know what I actually want to do before we substitute the floor? I want to pick a new gray tone. Rusin Zhao, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. I think I want to pick a cooler gray. So I've got this kind of purplish gray I could pick. We've got kind of a bluer gray or a greener. Maybe we want a greenish one to go with the screens and the purple floor. Let's see how many colors I'm using here. So 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. It looks like I'm using 3 gray tones. Oh. 4. 5. 6. Red alert. Red alert. We've got symbol incoming. Raise the shields. Pew, 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 pew. Hey, Symbol, how's it going? That Gamer, welcome in. How's it going? How's it going, Symbol? Happy Tuesday. How was your stream? How's your solo dev jamming going? Your marathon jamming? Losing your mind on enemy AI? Fair. You're doing like a tower defense kind of thing, right? Is that right? A full box. Not for the game jam. Oh, you're working on something else for the game jam. That's cool. Welcome in, Raiders. We're working on a yet to be officially titled FTL style game, like FTL Faster Than Light, except we're working on kind of a isometric 3D version. We just earlier implemented a new door into our tile map editor. You're more like a mini RTS meets roguelike. Ooh, that sounds really cool. That sounds hard in a month, but that sounds really cool. I guess you don't have to finish it. It's just about displaying progress. So we can make these 3D shapes here. We can make these designs. Make it larger over here, and then so far we have this tile map editor tool that lets us construct these shapes here. And we have have this big autotiler. We have our autotiler is kind of panicking. It's in kind of a panicky mood. I'm gonna actually mix these two here. So we're gonna actually go. So don't mind it. It arrives at stability eventually. Oh, that's not right. That's gonna mess up the autotiler. I'm trying to convert this to be, yeah, there we go, like be one space. So let's let that settle down for a minute. There we go. Now it'll probably freak out again. So we need to add some roofs here. So we've got this tool that lets us build these three-dimensional ships. Very simple right now. Still working on very bare bones setup. But it allows us to build and peer into these three-dimensional objects. We can rotate them around. Technically, we're rotating our view around them, but it's just redrawing the whole thing, so not that it particularly matters. But yeah, we just added a new set of doors. We added the triple door. It's cool, because it also lets us cut away piece by piece. So that's what we added today. This little triple door to join our single door and our double doors. Doorland here as another door option. For when we want a more industrial door, like a door maybe like a cargo bay or like a reactor room or something. Something where you want something a little beefier. Yeah, that's what we were working on. Now we are taking a look at some palette options we have, because I made my own custom palette for designing this so far when I built this. I love these. I made all of these little versions of the chair. I really like this warm. This is kind of exactly what we were talking about, Ryson. Yeah, we've got these like cool shadows and this warm light. I love this two-tone chair setup. Looks like you're sitting by the fire or something. I enjoy that a lot. I didn't actually end up using these because it didn't make sense, but we're gonna go back to that. Silly different consoles. Computer screens. Yeah, we assembled this thing out of all this stuff, but we were using a custom palette that I made, which is really rudimentary. It's only got, you know, these few ramps here. So we're looking at trying a more professional palette. This one's Zenit 241. Man, Pretzel. I try to work with Pretzel, and it just stops the music every song. Oh, it already played this song as well. Trying to give Pretzel a chance. And it's failing us a little bit. Looks great. You're going to leave it to it. You need to disconnect a bit. Oh, yeah. Get out of here. What are you still doing here? Have a great stream. Thank you. Yeah, you like the chairs, Ryson? That's cool. If most of the light is coming from those green monitors, then logically there would be some green in the light. Yeah. We would need to be more particular about that. But yeah, we were going to recolor this piece really quickly with a new. So here's our current snapshot of what we're seeing in terms of contrast. So we want to make it better at least. Not worse. But the problem is all of these colors are pretty bright. So we might actually even want to try to use something a little more muted. We could even try going like this way. We could try going one way. The Zenit's really cool because 2 ramps share each lightest color and darkest color. So you can ramp into one or ramp out of one and then back into another. I'm really curious about this. I think that's a really interesting way to construct your palette. Instead of separate ramps like my palette or like dual, where like each ramp is like very separate. Let's try that as an experiment here. And that also gives us maybe the opportunity to use different stuff. So like, what if I set... Might end up being too bright. What if I did this? What if we tried to take advantage of the ramps here? Or the fact that the ramps share these connection points. I think that's kind of interesting, and that they both ramp down to this dark purple. Obviously, this is like too bright. Like, we've made the contrast problem even worse, probably. We've definitely captured the weird kinds of colors that they would use in TNG, though. So in principle, I like this kind of thing. I might end up doing this one instead. Like, we go this way. That's a little more muted. I like that a little better. Kind of horrible purple, this one here, but we try this one instead. Better. That I don't hate as an alternative to this. Warmer. Shadows are less dark, but I think that's okay. I'm okay with the floor. Let's try that for the floor. And then for the gray, maybe. The gray is an interesting one. We can go for this warmer gray or cooler, and I'm thinking we'll go cooler. Probably want to start like here. Might not have quite enough colors to ramp up to. Maybe we do. This is the last one we can do it. Yeah, we did it. So this is interesting. This one has a lot more contrast. Which is part of why I like Zenit. The ramps in Zenit are like hard. They're like harder ramps. There's a lot more going on than even in mine. But definitely a lot more going on than in, say, Dual. I'm just going to open a file so we can look at Dual. Because Dual was kind of our other candidate palette, and I think we've decided it's like just too Easter. It's doing the thing I was saying where it just goes dark to light, dark to light. And I actually really like the colors within, generally. Like this green to yellow green is really nice. And also I really like this muted red. But I don't like it as much. I think it is too Easter. But like this dark gray to like light purple is kind of nice. Some of these ramps I like individually, but I think collectively this is just too pastel. Whereas this is just like in your face with a lot of different options. And I think for us, for a sci-fi spaceship kind of thing, I think having a lot of options in the gray, in the like off-color gray, like greenish gray, bluish gray, purplish gray, like I don't want to be, you know, Battlestar Galactica over here, but gray is certainly a predominant sci-fi color. Like, really, there's no getting around it. Should this actually be the outline color? That's too... I don't like that. We'll keep with the purple one for now. My concern with the bluish metal is that the chairs are going to get a bit lost, but fine. We can try a different one in a second. What I would like to try now is maybe the green. We pick a new green. Probably this one. Lighter overall, it seems. A little more vibrant too, which is nice. Ooh, that's maybe getting too much. See, this is where having the color heat is like pretty important. That is like nauseating to look at. Yeah, the darks are not as dark as I was hoping for, which is another thing that we could improve by just having a version of this with lower values overall. Because this is the baseline, so I would say this is like for foreground items, foreground elements that need to be really bright and need to really stand out. Let's go. Oh. Pretzel's really messing up my music experiment here by just pausing in between every song. And just refusing to play the next song. Let's restart it. All right, so maybe we'll go for more of this kind of retro green here. Again, it's like not dark enough. Maybe what we actually do is we start with this color. Yeah. And then maybe we go into this one. Kind of having to eyeball the ramps, but it seems to be okay. Still don't love that. Better, but I don't love it. What if we go for this one? Maybe this one. That I like a little better. I think that's okay. Very green. We're definitely getting more interesting color combinations. The darks aren't dark enough, but again, I've described why that is and what we can do about it. Let's work on the chairs. For the chairs, we can use a blue that kind of goes into a bit of a green. And that gives us the thing where, like Ryson was saying, like if the lights are green, or if the computer screens are green and they're generating a lot of the light. Man, my lighting model on this is very weird too. My lighting model on the doors and stuff makes no sense. We've definitely changed how we do this in our more recent art. Our eye dropping frame. I have dropped 0 frames out of 300,000 cent frames. I'm sending the input, or at least YouTube is getting everything. I don't think I can actually see the Twitch data as easily. My bitrate on Twitch is looking okay though. I guess it's that Canadian broadband. It could be Twitch. Let's blame Twitch. All right, What are we thinking for these chairs? Oh God, no. Probably maybe this one. This one. There's definitely a vibrancy to these ramps that I do love it like a lot here. I don't love this though. Rhiannon Journey, you got some buffering for a bit also. It seems to be resolved. Huzzah! No, we're not trying to ramp into this. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of value issues that I think would be good for like foreground objects, but we're running into some issues with the background objects. Wrong. We could mix these a little bit, maybe. Or we could go this way, honestly. Yeah, maybe I like this a little better. Contrast is pretty rough. We haven't resolved the contrast issue, but of the chairs, but that's fine. Supposed to be only getting instrumental music. All I've signed up for here. But whatever. Bezos, fix your software. Yeah, geez. What are your priorities at? I kind of like this, what I've chosen here, because it's kind of between the gray of the walls and the green of the screens. Yeah, these are... I think we're going to do this again tomorrow with the correct... with some color heat variant. I keep calling it color heat variant, but I'm going to call it... I'm going to say it's value with different values. I'm going to make a version of this palette that's like got a lower value, and then make another version that's got even lower value and call it like foreground, midground, background, or something like that. And we're going to see how that looks better. The vibrancy of the TV screens is actually kind of nice. Try going this way real quick. There's some more fun stuff we could do here, or we could use a different ramp for the back and use another ramp for the front of the chairs. All right, let's work on the consoles. Pick some golds for the consoles. So I think there's a reason I used very washed out colors here, and it's because this would have looked weird. Sort of thing would look weird. So let's pick some more washed out colors. I mean, that's kind of cool. little, I think it's a little on the nose, but maybe the direction we want to go. Maybe we want to do something a little more reddish. A little pinkish. Yeah, it's a little much. Where I would like to have lower value versions, or maybe even desaturated, like Bryson was saying. I do like just the sheer number of directions I can take these. Okay for now. I might end up trying something more blue eventually, but I don't want them to mix with this. I do need to pick a gold for the gold uniforms though. And we need to pick a bunch of browns. I love that we have a lot of browns. That's very helpful. A lot of different shades of various yellows and browns and stuff. Going to be important, especially if pretty much everyone in this game is a human. This in the palette? Yeah, it is. Let's pick a red for the red shirts. Let's just pick the red. I think I only have one. Probably this. Yeah. The gold for the gold shirts. That's reasonable. You like the paler keyboard keys over the brown? Yeah, I do too. The problem is we just don't have the option right now. Which is why I'm just doing this with what I've got. And then tomorrow we'll do this again with some options in terms of value ramps. Like some or value tiers of like background, midground, foreground. Because yeah, I agree. There's like too much going on with the background stuff. The background stuff is generally too bright. Because what I would like to do is to start to deal with the fact that you can't really pick stuff out. Like, I would like to make it more clear that you could interact with characters more than anything else. I would like to really foreground the characters, and then see about other things. So like, characters most important. Then stuff like consoles maybe, and doors. So things that are interactive. And then just minimize everything else. I need to start creating some depth to it, because what we don't have right now at all is any depth. We don't really have any visual depth to this, and that's a problem. I mean, something we could partly fix with like post-processing. Like, we addressed it here to an extent, but that was really me just masking with like bloom and just like blooming the shit out of things. And it doesn't even really fix the problem. It just kind of masks it, like literally. You think you'd probably just simplify the control panel so the keys aren't shown at all? That's not a half bad idea. The intent of doing this was to have like different modes of the keyboard, kind of. Actually, I guess I didn't illustrate that anywhere here, did I? Do we like my little like robot design? A little like mouse droid sort of thing? I think that could be funny. And here's the ghost from Venture Brothers. Yeah, I don't know. I had some different ideas for the control panels. Varying levels of brightness. Different color potentials. I ended up going with the gold because it seemed cool. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we just have the here's what I meant to say. I wanted to have powered down and powered up versions. Maybe what we do is we make them monochromatic. So this is the ramp that we're using here. We're using this. What if I used maybe this one? That's this. So let's go down here. What if we just do it like monochromatic? What if we did something like that? I guess that's too noisy. Yeah, I gotta figure out what I want to do with this, with these control panels. I need a new design of control panel, honestly. Something that's not quite so visibly busy. Like maybe there's more individual buttons and then more empty space. Like maybe there's a handful of buttons instead of it being this entire like keyboard of buttons. I don't totally love this. What if we go the other way? That kind of blends in too much. Yeah, right now they're just a little too like vomitous. Like it's just noise. That's definitely a problem. Maybe have like a single color pixel that flashes on the desk to signify indicators if it's animated. You might be right. And then so instead, maybe we just have, so where are we ramping to here? We're ramping up to this. Then we go this way. We're going down this way. Okay, so what if instead we did like, let's switch back to the bucket tool. Let's make it contiguous again. It's got to be a little more particular than that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not happy with anything we're doing there. So I'm just going to leave it as visibly uninteresting as possible. We mostly just cooled down the composition a lot. Or maybe we've concentrated more of the heat in the characters themselves. What I do need to do is also figure out some flesh tones. Not really. Yeah, this is also where it would help to have some more options, more value options. I don't have enough skin tones. I'm gonna not mess with the skin tones, because that would be some work. All right, let's keep working on these control panels for a little bit. What could we do to make them a little less shit? I mean, I kind of liked this pattern. I certainly like the shape of the consoles. But what could we do to make them a little better? I think if we changed this corner, this side here, maybe do something a little different. Or maybe we just ramp down like this. Go down a couple steps and be a little more solid about it. So like, what if we did this? How many pixels even is this? Please be like a reasonable number. The 12? That is. Symbol 24 raid. Hey, tricky lady. How's it going? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. We're messing with some palettes and doing some recoloring right now. Did you unfollow me last time? I don't know. I don't know. What had you been thinking? Yeah, we're trying some different palettes out. Our issue right now is that we don't have enough options in terms of like lower values for background things. So everything's just a little too intense right now with this new palette. I think if we do like straight line objects and then maybe like put in like the occasional bright thing, like, I don't know, again, we'd want a lower value version of it, but some kind of flashing light. Like the occasional light. If only we had room for a full LCARS implementation. What we really need. But is it better if I just like hide it right now like this? If I just like smear it out? Just to at least get rid of this button insanity, which I hate. I think it's just too busy. Yeah, no worries. Broheart, you just finished up the pixel art for 1.0.2 announcements in Steamworks? Hell yeah. No, I think you did. I don't, but who knows? Who knows, Trickly Lady? What's important is that you're here now. So, thank you. How are you doing? How's your week so far? I think one of the reasons I didn't do this last time was like, how do I handle this effing thing here? Kind of weird how the chair cuts this off. We're still having some major contrast issues. They kind of just, the chair just blurs into the floor. So I haven't addressed this at all. And honestly, I guess that's okay if like the background pieces are kind of blurring together a little bit. but I need to make it. I'm never going to do this in game. Well, I guess I am, but I'm never going to have like high back chairs like this. Doing high back chairs was a huge mistake for this piece. I think if we ever reintroduce this chair, it's going to be like the more typical Star Trek, like low back chair. Like we're just going to chop the top of the chair off. I don't even know where these pieces are. Crew and chair. Crew and chairs, no. I don't even know where this. Okay, it's here blocking. But yeah, I think I would just chop this part off the chair. If I use this chair again, use like that, or maybe probably what I would do is take this, and just that. Do the low back chair. This high back chair has been just a huge pain in the ass the whole time. I think the low back chair is the way to go, because then you can at least see if someone's sitting in the chair. If it's facing away from you, it's like, is there even somebody in here? It's like you can see 2 pixels and like some feet. Horrible mistake I made. Just the 2 at the side that are weird looking. Yeah. There's some weirdness for sure. Oh, did I adjust these? I did not. So this is here. This actually needs to be like that. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, this chair ramp I'm not pleased with. Also don't have enough colors to do it correctly. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, I don't know what to do about those consoles. I do think we need to come up with something that's more... Well, here's the problem. Coming up with something that's more solid blocked makes a lot of sense for the art style we have right now. But once we switch to doing something more textured, we're going to need a different approach. So I think that's just a design problem. Yeah, they're just so muddying right now. I need to pick a different color. Just at least temporarily. This is bad, but for different reasons. Gotta run. Okay, rest of the stream. No worries. Thank you, Rhiannon. We're probably gonna wrap it up soon. I actually have a work meeting that's a little early. Probably gonna be a short stream. Probably just a 2-hour stream. I back captain's chair, Bryson. Maybe try just getting rid of the dark keys on the keyboard. Yeah, maybe. I honestly think the problem is just the lack of value options. I'm like, I know I keep repeating it, but like if I had the same low saturation options as like this set of keys, I think I'd be at least happy enough to like move on. But yeah, I need to look at, maybe I don't need to look at L cars. Maybe what I need to look at is like original series consoles. Pick a couple like primary color buttons and then just make the rest like a smooth gradient or something. Honestly, I think in the game we're not going to really have chairs for a lot of positions. Like maybe the pilot or whatever and the captain and stuff. Maybe like a few positions will have chairs. But I think a lot of consoles are going to be standing. I think a lot of the consoles are going to be standing consoles, because otherwise I need animations for people getting into and out of chairs. And that is going to be a bit of a problem. Not a huge problem because it's grid-based movement, but still. I'm not a great animator. I think overall I do like this palette. Yeah, I just need to make some changes. All right, so you're thinking shift up the color of this dark tile. We can try that. Where is this again? This is here. Yeah, that's a little tough to do. This is, I think, consistent with what we had before. I don't think it's good, but it's like more in line with what we had before. So I'm just going to keep it for now because it's the smallest possible change. It's still horrible, but it's livable. All right, we don't have a lot of time, but do we want to try doing like a duel? No, I don't really want to. I have so little faith in this palette. I don't even want to try it. I just want to focus on making a Zenith more usable. Duplicate the mid-tone key color. I just don't want to mess with it right now. I want to redo the whole design probably. Probably simplify it to make it less, not this whole long thing. Probably like simplify it a lot. Like make it like instead of, where's an example of it? I guess here is one. Oh, there should be some here. Where's the one for the one facing me? This is the one facing me. I don't know what I want to do to improve this. I thought it was a pretty nice design. One of these things where it looks kind of shitty static, but maybe if it's animating and it's like colors are moving around, maybe it's a little better, but I don't know. Overall, I do like this palette better than mine. We could have made different choices too. We could have made the grays not as blue. We could have gone a different direction. We could have used this more neutral gray. We could have used more of this color. I mean, I don't want to, but we could have. It just seems like we have a lot of options with this one. I think is quite nice. We didn't have nearly as many options otherwise. It seems like we'll have lots of choices to make things that look different but the same, which is nice. So what we'll probably want to do is start to think of color combinations to like fit together with different archetypes. Although I don't know, it depends on how individualistic the ships are, whether they fit together, like how many faction kind of designs we have, because we'll have at least 2. There will be at least 2 factions. There will be like an Achaean stand-in and like one for the I don't know. I don't know what the other alternative words for Trojans are. I used to. Right, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to duplicate or triplicate, depending on how I feel. I'll start by duplicating this palette and introduce value adjustments for midground and background layers, so that we can come at this again and try to do more layering of what belongs in the background and what belongs in the foreground, and try to improve our contrast issues that way. That's what I'm going to do tonight, so we can do some of that work tomorrow. And then I guess we're going to have to get back to some more serious work soon. We're going to have to get back to more programming, actually finish up the tile map editor, get it into a place where we want it to be. Thanks, Ryson. No. No, because the Achaeans were also called like the Danaans. Actually, no, the Danaans might have been... I don't know. I also don't know how to pronounce ancient Greek, but we are Digital Iliad, so we're trying to represent some of the narratively loose. Our loose narrative structure is kind of based on the Iliad a little bit, where like the gods are kind of going to be these kinds of AI overlords. Like Zeus and Poseidon and stuff are going to be these kind of great nebulous, non-localized artificial intelligences that kind of control everything at this point. And then there will be humans that are like mortals. And then they're going to be like demigods, like the equivalent of like Hercules and like Bellerophon and like people like that. And that's what your character is going to be. And a demigod is going to be someone who's kind of a child of both a mortal and an AI. So you're going to be these kind of cyborg kind of hybrids. I have some cool ideas for this, and I'll be able to show them soon. I already introduced it a little bit by accidentally opening up this file, where like your character is actually going to be like part of the ship, I think. Like this might be This might be like the tip of the warp core stack or something like that, where you're like literally the pilot light of the ship. Stuff, something like that, I think would be interesting. That's some of the ideas that I'm playing around with. To like more formalize your role. Instead of making you like a nebulous, like non-localized captain figure, actually give you a character. But your character is like synonymous with the ship itself. That's kind of what I'm imagining. That's kind of an interesting direction to try. All right, I'm gonna set up the raid. There's a lot of people in here. I really appreciate everyone that came in with the symbol raid, everyone that's been hanging out with us. We're gonna be back tomorrow. We stream Tuesday through Saturday. So we're just getting started with our week. So we're gonna be back real soon. I'm gonna set up the raid. But yeah. I really appreciate everyone tuning in today, hanging out. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow doing more of the same. So yeah, I gotta run. I gotta go get ready for a work meeting. That's pretty soon. I gotta go get some lunch first and everything. You know, fill my basic disgusting bodily needs, like eating and doing laundry. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna see you next time. Let's all say hi to Fern, who's also doing some A Sprite stuff. I'm curious to see what they're drawing, what she's drawing. But yeah. Until tomorrow. Bryson, you like the AI God lore? Yeah, let's talk about that more soon, because I need to flesh some more of the narrative design of the game out. But yeah. Until next time. Bye.